Scenario-based training, training for reality. What is scenario-based training? Scenario-based training, or SBT, is a teaching approach that simulates realistic situations to help learners develop the skills needed to apply in a real space. Instead of just listening to a lecture or reading a book, learners are actively involved in real-world problems or situations. The goal is to get learners to apply their knowledge and make decisions and see the consequences of their actions in a safe, controlled environment. Why do we use SBT? SBT offers multiple advantages over traditional training methods. First, it enhances engagement by making learning interactive and relevant. If the learner understands and feels why they need to use the material in a real-world situation, then they will become more engaged. Second, it improves knowledge retention because learners are actively using the information. Third, it allows learners to make mistakes without real-world consequences, which is extremely important for building confidence and competence. Finally, SBT is excellent for developing critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Key components of a strong scenario. A well-designed scenario has four parts: context, a believable setting and situation that makes the scenario feel real. The FAA states, research has proven that learning is enhanced when training is realistic. Challenge, a clear problem or objective the learner must solve. Choice, a range of decisions the learner can make, each with each having a different outcome and consequences. Immediate and clear feedback that shows the result of the learner's choice. The design process. Making an effective SBT involves a few important steps. First, you want to find the skill you are trying to teach. Next, create the scenario by building a realistic story with a clear goal. Then, map out the branching paths, showing how different choices lead to different outcomes. Finally, give feedback to explain why each choice had a specific consequence. Real-world examples. Some examples of SBT being used in real-world exercises would be customer service. New employees handle difficult customer complaints through interactive situations. Corporate ethics. Employees navigate scenarios involving conflict of interest or inappropriate behavior. Healthcare. Medical students practice diagnosing patients in a virtual hospital, and military and law enforcement trainees respond to a variety of situations to improve decision making under pressure. In conclusion, scenario-based training is a very effective method for developing practical skills and building competence. By putting learners in the driver's seat, it moves beyond passive learning and into an active and experimental model. This approach not only prepares individuals for the challenges they will face in the real world, but also creates a more confident and skilled workforce. As reported by James N. Phillip Jr., an unnamed source said, "You wouldn't put a new pilot in $100 million aircraft without first having him put some time in a flight simulator. So why does it make sense to put an acquisition team onto $100 million source selection with the same degree of alertiveness?" Thank you.